let's talk procurement, because that's actually what I'm most comfortable talking about, and where my expertise lies. There are many different ways to address MDM, and the acquisition considerations that you're going to need to make are: are you looking to just do a straight MDM like a commodity buy? Are you looking to have an integration component that is required to have that to be included in that? What's the total value? Is it something that you can do under the SAT, or is it a more comprehensive solution that takes your acquisition beyond the simplified acquisition threshold? Do you have any small business concerns that you have at your agency, or small business goals that concerns isn't the right word, but are you targeting some small business goals that affect your procurement as well? These are all sort of considerations that you need to make, and they really affect your acquisition strategy. For example, if it is just a straight commodity buy that you're looking to make, so many licenses of MDM product X, IT70 is would probably be the most logical way for you to procure that. If mobile device management is part of a larger mobile device and mobile device plan buy, the FSSI wireless contract would then be the ideal place for you to address not only those plans, the devices, but MDM as well as telecommunication expense management. All falls within the scope of the FSSI wireless program too, or is it just simply an MDM coupled with an infrastructure buy? In other words, we need to procure MDM. We need to make sure that the MDM tools features seamlessly interact with our on-prem infrastructure. There's going to be a little bit of server buys that need to go along with that, and we need to integrate all of that in with our infrastructure as well. In that scenario, connections to or the Alliant GWAC could possibly be the best acquisition vehicle for use on that. So it really, what you get really depends on what you want, and I encourage any agency that's looking to do a buy and looking at different ways to do it to reach out and contact me, because I'd be more than happy to talk acquisition strategy with you, and to ensure that you're able to get what it is that you need in the time frame that you need it, and sort of identify that acquisition path of least resistance to really save on your time. It's getting to be the end of the year. All CEOs are going to be very, very busy, and I can help you with identifying that path of least resistance so that you can procure MDM in a way that satisfies your agency's need and allows you to kind of concentrate on those contracts that are more core to your agency's mission. So in terms of steps forward, we're going to reevaluate this program periodically. We are going to monitor the developments in the commercial space as well as the federal space. Our intention is to update this potential source of supply to capture that developing functionality and that enhanced functionality that we know is happening on the private sector side, as well as the desired functionality that continues to happen, more particularly with mobile application management and application deployment, application development here on the federal side. We are going to revisit our requirements, make sure that those are still remain viable and applicable to meet the, say, 80% of agencies' needs, we sort of created the ability to do somewhat of a wash, rinse, repeat with what we've done in terms of our requirements document, reaching out to industry, having industry respond, and then continue to map the ability to procure them, If there comes a point in time where a standalone vehicle makes sense, we can look into that. But right now we want to just make sure that we capture not only what agencies need, but what vendors are able to provide. So what are the key messages? We've identified the solutions that satisfy the greatest governmental need. We've identified solutions that have experience with federal deployment or large-scale deployment and a certification history. We've identified solutions and integrators who exist on a government-wide acquisition vehicle, so that you don't need to create a new vehicle, or we don't need to create a new vehicle in order for you to reach them. And what we really wanted to do was just help agencies out in terms of procuring MDM. So we wanted to make it easy for you. We wanted to give you the tools, materials that you need in order to expedite that acquisition process. Again, you could go to our website, gsa.gov/manage mobility, and explore the website, explore the documents. The documents are really the treasure in there. And another caveat, those documents are going to be updated relatively soon, but everything on there is for your use, and I'm certain that it's applicable to what it is that you're doing. If you need to reach out to me, my point of contact is here, John Johnson, first name dot last name, Jon.Johnson@gsa.gov. I'm the Managed Mobility Program Manager. You can also reach out to David Peters, who is the Director of Niche Programs under the IT and Telecom program. And you can reach out to me through my phone number, 703-306-6481. And so at this point in time, I'd be more than happy to accept anybody's questions and address them as needed. And so I'll leave that up there.
Okay, John, hi, John. We do have some questions that are coming in. Leslie,
okay.
I'm sorry, Leslie, I can't pronounce your last name, wants to know, did we contact our service manager in order to help frame these requirements? And is there a cost associated with using these services?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, the requirements document there should be a good, that should be a really good starting point for you in terms of framing the mobile device management and mobile application component of any procurement that you're doing. If it becomes a more broad procurement that you're doing, so inclusive of integration, the lifecycle component of that requirements document could help. And then if it's something of a larger device and device plan buy, that would be the FSSI wireless program. It doesn't cost anything for anybody to ask questions, so I would encourage you to do it. If you need help, if it's more of an assisted acquisition function, the worst thing that we could do is tell you what we can do and what we can't do. You could feel free to give me a call. You can give our ITS customer engagement team a call, and they can help you as best as they can. And then once we run out of our capacity to do so, we can at least start moving you forward to that team in GSA that could know that would have more of a capacity to assist you. And those procurement rules associated with those vehicles would apply. So, and actually, if you go to our user guide, and the user guide has more of the information than that potential source of supply page on our website. If you go into the user guide, we identify. You'll see the links that go that are associated with each vehicle, each vendor, each partner. That brings you over to their GSA Advantage page, say the Alliant 2 small business page. I've embedded the links to sort of kick take you directly over to those vehicles within the user guide itself. So, so go ahead and use that, and then if you ever have any other questions in terms of the appropriateness of each vehicle, our car group and myself would be able to
Okay, we have
help
another
you out.
question from Ralph. Is MDM only for higher security environments or solutions, identified solutions qualified for FISMA?
No, thank you for the question. Any agency that uses a smart device is going to need MDM. I mean, that's to walk around without the ability to manage or monitor the devices, the operating systems, and the way that the data is going to and from that device and your infrastructure is a risk. We have tested tested isn't the right word. We've assessed the responses against a FISMA moderate baseline. Some agencies have a higher security posture. Some agencies have a lower security posture. But just because you may have a lower security posture does not mean that you do not want to secure those devices. PII, for example, is something that many agencies have to deal with that may not have a moderate or high level security posture, but they have personally identifiable information associated with not only the devices but the data that is passing through those devices. Whether it's names, addresses, social security numbers. PII data is it's something that you want to contain and control as well. So I hope that answered the question. Okay, all right. From what I've been told, there's no other questions. Let me see if I can make up a couple questions myself. I wish I was able to be more clear in terms of how a particular agency can use the materials that we have. But really, unless I know what it is that you are looking to do, what sort of problem that you're looking to solve, it's sort of difficult for me to advise on one thing or another. And so, again, the MDM that you look to procure and the vehicle that you're going to look to procure it from is really going to be dependent on how the scope of your procurement and what problem that you're looking to solve through the procurement of an MDM. So. Let me take this opportunity, though, without having looked at the poll results. I was taking a look at that poll as you were filling it up, and I noticed that everybody on this webinar right now is at a different stage. Some of you are just starting an MDM procurement. Some of you are heavy into the market research, and some of you are into the requirements definition. And still some of you are in post-award mechanism. Let me take a second to address each. If you're just starting out, I mean, our materials, our website are a very, very good way to begin thinking about and preparing for your acquisition. The market research is not necessarily comprehensive, but what we provide to you is a very, very good start for your market research. I also know of other available solutions that are out there. Again, some people chose not to respond, and some people have also developed additional functionality. I encourage you to call me and to contact me if you have some questions. Let me see. Thirdly, in terms of your requirements definition, again, I encourage you to take a look at that requirements document and take a look at that template. Don't reinvent the wheel. Copy and paste what it is that you need, and if you need some assistance with that, again, I'm happy to help, and my team is happy to help as well. If you're in postal world right now, I don't agree with everything that Gartner says, but one thing that they've said recently is when you're looking at managed mobility and when you're looking at MDM right now, look at it as a shorter term procurement rather than a long term procurement. Don't think that you're going to procure mobile device management right now and that MDM solution is going to be what satisfies your need for the next 5 to 10 years. What they advise and what I agree with is looking at this as a 24 to 36 month sort of process to secure those devices now, but be able to leverage and capture rapidly evolving and rapidly developing functionality in the future. Okay, so I don't think I have anything else at this point in time. I encourage you to use our materials, and I encourage you to reach out to me and my team should you have any questions, or if you want to take some of these questions offline so we can talk more specifically about what it is that's happening at your agency and how it is that I might be able to help you in terms of your mobile device management, mobile application management procurement. You can contact me at john.johnson@gsa.gov, or you can give me a call at 703-306-6481.